Tonight is on the beat.
What is good, everyone? It's your boy Natsu with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMVSportsZone. And even though it's snowing feet outside here in Chicago, man, it just never ends. Of course, I'm not going to go hibernating when it comes to the Washington Wizards basketball team, guys. That is our beloved basketball team in the DMV. And yeah, I got to see all of tonight's game between the Wizards and the Rockets. And of course, a lot of us got to see it because it was JWall's homecoming game back in DC for the first time since being traded to the Houston Rockets. And he put on a show. I mean, the Wizards put on a show, obviously, right? They ended up winning the game, actually. The Washington Wizards won a game, 131-119 tonight, and it was a great game. Again, JWall went off, Bradley Beal went off. They had sort of a back and forth going towards the end of the game, which is always fun to see, right? Usually they're on the same team doing it, but this time they weren't, obviously, and but it was still fun to watch. Just with my analysis, all the people who have watched the Washington football team reaction videos know what's going to happen next, right? You guys know I got a sheet of notes about my, in terms of my analysis for the game, but some notes. I mean, the Wizards started looking pretty good early on, right? They were scoring some buckets early. They had a lead for a good part of the first half, up until, I believe, a couple minutes into the second quarter, but ultimately they regained that lead, I believe, when halftime struck. But Nato in the beginning was very, very good. I liked what I saw out of him. I mean, everybody's been talking about it all season long, and the Wizards games that I've seen this year, Nato's just been, he shows you consistency when it comes to putting out all-out effort, which is what you want to see out of an NBA player, which is what you want to see out of a basketball player, period. So it's great to see, man. He was hustling all over the court, diving for loose balls. He even got called for a tech one time because he was so emotional after a play. But that's the kind of thing you want to see, right? He's not a star by any means, but he's great in his role, and we need some more consistently great play out of Nato. And JWall, though, like I said, was balling out, man. He put on an absolute show in the first half. I believe he scored 20 points. It was 22, but statisticians changed some things up, and eventually he scored 20 points in the first half. I believe he had 10 free throw attempts, if not more. So he was pretty much just driving to the hole. It was really aggressive. Even the broadcasters noted that he was very strong and was pushing guys all over the court. Even, I believe it was Davis Bertans, they were talking about how he just pushed the 6'10 guy like he was a rag doll. And I mean, it was kind of true. JWall was just pretty much bulldozing everybody on the court, which is, of course, a sight that we saw for so many years, for a decade in DC. But he was scoring, man. He was scoring on three-pointers. I believe he has a career high in three-point percentage this year. He's been absolutely balling out since recovering from back-to-back injuries and being out for almost 2 years, I believe, not a little bit more. But yes, taking it strong to the hole. And of course, our guy Bradley Beal, the guy who's still on our team, who is the face of the franchise right now, pretty much was dueling it out with JWall, right? When it comes to on the court production. And Bradley Beal put up 19 points in the first half, was absolutely balling out, and you love to see that out of Bradley Beal. He wants to stay here in DC, and clearly he's showing it, right? He's putting out all-out effort every single night. There's a reason why he is the leading scorer in the NBA right now, averaging almost 33 points a game. This guy's an absolute baller, and I'm excited to see what he has in store for the rest of the season, and hopefully for years to come. We'll see about that. But in the first half as well, the Rockets were playing pretty sloppy defense, and they were pretty much turning the ball over consistently. But Wall was dishing it, man. Wall was their guy. He was pretty much allowing them to stay in the game throughout the first half especially, but obviously in the second half as well, when the Rockets were actually getting a little bit closer towards the end, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But Bertans had a big 4-point play towards the end of the first half, which is what you want to see out of the Lothian Laser, man. I mean, maybe you're going to kind of call that contract a bust at this point, right? That 18 per year sort of contract for Davis Bertans at this point. He just has not been producing this year, has not been giving you the sort of production that he had last year in a contract year, right? So, there's that going into it in terms of why he produced so well last year. But he had a big 4-point play towards the end of the game, and actually didn't play too bad today. Maybe the box score doesn't show too many points or anything, but the first half, I believe he had 13 points actually. So was actually pretty decent today and was making some good threes. And Russell Westbrook, though, on the other hand, man, in the first half was not looking too good, man. He hasn't really looked good the entire season. I know everybody who looks at stats sees 20 points, 9 rebounds. Oh my gosh, that's pretty good production out of your starting point guard. But no, when you watch the games, man, he's turning the ball over, missing bunny layups, and not really being efficient, right? Hasn't really regained his efficiency since his MVP season. Has steadily been declining every single year since, and we saw that a lot in the first half, at least for today. But overall, the Wizards offense played very well, averaging scoring over 70 points, and you love to see that out of the offense. But on the other hand, they gave up 69 points on defense, so we still need to shore up our defense, man. It's been years now since we've had a top flight defense, and JWall really has been healthy for our team, but we need to shore that up. In the second half, Mo Wagner foul trouble early, put him out. Kind of put us in a bind, but we still did pretty well without him, really, until he returned towards the end of the game. Westbrook, again, he was not being super efficient with his shots, but towards the end of the game, a lot of us saw it who were watching. A lot of nice dishes towards the end, a lot of nice assists, and everybody wants to say, oh, he's just a stat spatter, just racks up the assists to try to get his triple-double, but no, he's playing very well, making the right reads on offense, really, for the Washington Wizards towards the end of the game, and you love to see that, and hopefully he just stays consistent. That's what we need out of Russell Westbrook, right? Obviously, Bradley Beal is the guy. He is the face of the franchise, like I said earlier, but we need Russell Westbrook to really show up, maybe not be his MVP self, right, from years past, but like just be a consistent producer and not turn the ball over, which he did a lot in the first half, and not make careless mistakes and not shoot pretty inefficient shots throughout the game, because we all know he's not a great three-point shooter. So Russ, a little bit less threes, but no, he was good in the second half. Bradley Beal, though, as the announcer said, I was watching on NBA TV, not NBC Sports Washington tonight, but the announcer said he was locked and loaded for the second half and during halftime, but we saw that, right? Bradley Beal, man, 37 points, man, every single night. He just keeps on scoring, and put out an absolute show tonight as well. Very, very efficient, as he always has been throughout his career, but especially tonight. So yeah, he was buckets. Russ, again, with a couple nice assists. Alex Len, though, I know the broadcasters, again, on the NBA TV broadcast mentioned this, but he wasn't, he was pushed to the end of the bench, didn't get any minutes, right? The Terp, the University of Maryland Terp, but I think we were fine. Again, Wagner came back towards the end of the game, and he was capitalized the W in that, right? Because we got the win, but also Wagner was playing very well. There's one play where he got JWall pretty much picked off Wagner, but Wagner just literally, when Wall was going to turn towards the other side of the court, Wagner just literally picked his pocket and shot a three right in his face. So we love to see that out of Wagner. Again, we need our role players to really step up, right? Because we have a star in Bradley Beal. We have someone like Russell Westbrook who is capable of being that star for us. A couple nights we saw that in that 41-point performance, I believe a week ago, if not more. But we just need our role players to step up, and Wagner did very much today. But yeah, Advia didn't have too good of a game, the rookie, and made some careless mistakes on defense. But at the end of the day, it was enough, right? I think the reason why the Wizards won tonight was that they pretty much scored 21 points off of 17 turnovers, which is what you want to see, although maybe a little bit more points. But the reason why, again, the Rockets had so many turnovers. JWall was trying to will his team to win, but the Wizards were just playing very good offense throughout the game, didn't turn the ball over too much, and ultimately they did enough to pull out the W. Right now, I believe the Wizards are 8-17, which is 12th in the Eastern Conference, 13th in the Eastern Conference. So they still have a ways to go to even be in consideration for a playoff spot, even in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I want the Wizards to win, man. I'm repping my sweatshirt right now, and obviously us in the DMV want the Wizards to be good, want the Wizards to be relevant, period. But we'll see. We'll see if they can recover from their slow start this season when they were racking up the losses, and hopefully Russell Westbrook, again, I believe is the key, right? If he's just more consistent, then the Wizards have a very good chance of potentially pushing for a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference this year. But hopefully they keep it going. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now, And we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully they make the playoffs, man. We need some playoff basketball in DC once again, man. It's been way too long. But it was great to see JWall back in DC, put on a show. I think all of us love JWall still, and he loves DC back. So definitely wasn't rooting against him, but obviously was rooting against the Rockets, and ultimately the Wizards pull out the W, and you like to see that, right? So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the DMVSportsZone channel, where we try to post fire content on here as much as possible. Also, go follow our Instagram page, all lowercase DMVSportsZone, where we try to post fire content on there as much as possible, and our Twitter page at DMVSportsZone. Guys, I'm telling you, great content. And again, I can't sleep on the Wizards, right? I got to post more Wizards content. I know. And hopefully we have Noah on the channel as well, posting some more content and giving you guys the content that you deserve at this point, right? We all need to join in that DMVSportsZone community and really just be kind of one another. You know, this is totally off topic with the Wizards, but I heard Vincent Jackson passing away earlier today, and that was a big loss, right? Remember pretty much starting him and drafting him so many times in fantasy football, and really being a fan of him when he was a wide receiver in the Bucks. And sad news, but we ultimately ended the night on a good note with the Wizards winning. So just stay safe out there, guys. Stay safe in the weather. I know the DMV has been dealing with a lot of ice the last couple of nights, so hopefully you guys stay safe out there. And all my Chicago friends who might be watching it, don't really know why, because it's DMV Sports Zone content, but I appreciate the support as always. Hope you guys stay safe as well, and have a great next couple of days. And obviously we'll have our weekly Washington football team live stream either Wednesday night or Thursday night. I haven't decided, and we're trying to get a pretty special guest, so we'll see who we get. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and have a great rest of your night. Peace.